Hi there, I'm Sadie Nardini, founder of Core Strength Vinyasa Yoga and director of East West Yoga Studio in Manhattan. Today I want to teach you how to revolutionize your shoulder stand. This is a pose that I never teach unless I have this certain setup over here because it can be really hard on the neck. I'm seeing a lot of injuries, a lot of herniated discs and spinal injuries coming from this pose and headstand, but I already have that video for you to watch. So this one will be teaching you how to get into the shoulder stand healthfully. Even if you're not feeling any neck strain in the pose now, I encourage you to do the pose this way from now on. All right, let's begin. One of the issues with shoulder stand, and in fact the major issue for me, is that the neck tends to hyperextend and flatten back in the pose, so you can't put your hand underneath the back of your neck. You should always be able to do that, to have space enough under there to move your hand underneath while you're in the active pose. So you can have a friend or a teacher check you and see how your neck is doing. But generally, most people need to have their whole posture elevated a little bit. So I want you to take a yoga blanket or a thicker blanket and place it at the center of your mat. You're going to roll one side of your mat over it so you still have a sticky surface, but it's elevated. And this square should be big enough to have your whole foundation, elbows to shoulders on it, and your head rests off of the pad, which helps you retain that natural curve while you take the pose. So not only are you getting a nice back body stretch, but you're also helping the discs stay natural in your neck, and you're allowing energy to flow all the way up into the head instead of getting blocked here at the base of the neck. So from here, you'll place your posture, elbows and shoulders on the pad, head off of the pad, so your shoulders are right at the edge of the lifted blanket. As you find your moment there, and then you can press your hands into the floor, take your pose as usual, pressing your hands into your hips. So for beginners, you'll keep the legs bent for a while and kind of rest some of your hip weight on your hands. So you'll find a nice physics balance there. Draw those elbows in a little closer, shoulder blades lightly on the back. So be careful here not to shove the shoulders down away from the ears. You want them to stay neutral. So just as if you're standing, nice level collarbones. So from there, to progress the pose, keeping the natural curve in your neck, so everybody, instead of chin shoving down into your throat like this, keep the chin lifted, or keep it perpendicular to the floor, and slide the back of your skull into your body a little bit. Once you're here, draw the navel in a lot and start extending your legs, and over time, you're going to walk your hands up your back enough to have the body be straight up and down, and the head is at a 90-degree angle. Again, if this starts to flatten your neck down, resist that. Either back it off a little bit, back the hips off. All right? And definitely make sure that even if you're up in the full pose, you've got that nice natural curve happening. And you can look up at your forehead. That's great to stimulate your glandular system too and balance out your whole body as you do the pose. Very calming. Close your eyes or keep them open, but from here when you're finished, you can draw the knees down into your forehead, beginning for plow pose. Great relaxing moment. Again, you can put your hand, you shouldn't do it, have somebody else do it, but you can place your hand underneath your neck curve. It's there, it's happening. All right, and from there, try stretching one leg back and then the other, and eventually both towards plow pose. Any of these stretches going too far can cause your neck to shorten and flatten again, so watch it. Okay, and then to come out, keep the neck, press the back of your head into the floor strongly, plant your hands, and slowly roll down. And if you're pretty well aligned on your pad here, it's going to give you a nice heart opening as you rest. So you can stay here for a little while. Just turn your neck gently from side to side. This is a great counter pose for what you just did. And when you're finished, you can rest in Shavasana there, or come on up to sit, coming into your easy seat, and maybe taking a couple more cat-cows here, just to open the neck curve again, look slightly up, and exhale, bowing in a few times, and exhale. Clasp your hands behind the base of your skull, Press your head back and lift up gently. So you're going to release any compression that you have from doing that last pose. So really take a nice lift there. Shoulders on the back. Good. And on your exhale, reach forward and bow in to your practice. Forehead on a block if possible, or on the floor. And then come on up to sit and thank yourself for being so mindful in a very challenging posture to work your alignment so that the pose can not only be strong and flexible, but also free and healing. Namaste.